Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. Hope you had a great week. In this week's parsha, the Torah tells us a verse that seems to contradict a verse that's prior to that. So the verse states, "V'kiyamach achicha," when your brother becomes poor or sister, umata yada imach, and he slides down, he really goes down the ladder. V'achzakta, so the Torah tells you should strengthen him and help support him, which is a mitzvah we've discussed in the past, as everyone knows. What's interesting about this verse is that it juxtaposes the previous section, and the previous section spoke about the mitzvah of Shemitah or Yovel, which was the mitzvah of Shemitah is that every seventh year, when the Jewish people were in the land of Israel, it was forbidden for them to do any sowing, any planting, couldn't work the field at all. Just like Shabbos we work 6 days of the week, and then on Shabbos we rest. So too, when it came to our fields, we worked the fields for 6 years, and on the seventh year, we didn't work it at all. So too was the seventh year, the 14th year, 21st, 28th, 35th, all the way up to the 49th, and the 50th year as well. The 49th and the 50th year. The 50th year was called the Yovel, the Jubilee year. That year, we also were not allowed to work the fields. And one of the main reasons for this mitzvah is, besides the fact that Hashem told us to do it, of course, but one of the reasons for this mitzvah is that we sometimes get a feeling that we are in control of our money and where it's going to come from, and we have to work, and Hashem says, no, don't work. I got the money, I got the gold, I got the silver, I'll take care of you. And like that, we can instill in ourselves, imbue in ourselves a faith and belief in Hashem that Hashem is going to take care of us. Yet this verse that we mentioned before, when your brother becomes poor, we have to take care of him. Now, why is the Torah telling us this verse? We just got through a whole training over here because of the mitzvah of Shemitah and the Jubilee year that one should have faith in Hashem. So really, shouldn't we tell our brother, don't worry about it, don't worry about your sister, just have faith in Hashem? And the answer is no. In order to specifically make sure that we don't have such thoughts, comes along the Torah and it says, no, but if your brother is poor, you must surely support him. Why? Because you cannot encroach your own faith on somebody else. We have to do what we have to do, meaning there's a balance between our faith and action. I have faith, but I'm not allowed to throw my faith into somebody else. And if I see somebody else is poor, Hashem wants me and us to be the conduit to go and help them out. I want to share another idea for you that seems to be a contradiction between faith and action, but the Torah teaches us that it's actually not. Many of us have a lot of faith. We have so much faith in, as a matter of fact, that, for example, if I own, let's say, a candy store, and all of a sudden somebody moves in across the street from me and opens up a candy store, so on the one hand, I can have so much faith in Hashem and say, listen, it doesn't matter. Hashem decreed on Rosh Hashanah how much money I'm going to make. It doesn't matter that he opened up a store. He's not going to take any money away from me. That's faith. That's emunah. However, the Code of Jewish Law, the Shulchan Aruch, in the section of Choshen Mishpat, which deals with property laws, tells us that I have a right to take that person to the courts and say, hey, he is doing what's called a sagas gvul. He's encroaching on my borders. He's encroaching on my stores. He's going to take away my business. So we see that the Torah law does not require of me to be on such a high level of faith in Hashem. So which one is it, though? Are we supposed to be so full of faith, or are we supposed to take somebody to court? So the answer is that it's true that Hashem is testing us in our faith, but he's not necessarily testing us in our faith that we have to lose our business. He's testing us in our faith that when that person opens up a store across the street that is identical to mine, am I going to get angry about it? Am I going to be jealous about it? Am I going to try to knock his store down? Or am I going to remain calm and smiling and happy? It's okay. If I do the latter, then I've passed the test. I have faith in Hashem. Everything he's doing is okay, and I just got to follow along with it. At the same time, though, the Torah allows that I can take him to court in a nice way. And listen, I have to take you to court if you don't want to close because, you're kind of ruining my business. So Hashem is not necessarily doesn't. If somebody smashes into my car, am I supposed to say, hey, that's okay, Hashem wanted to do that, you can keep going, you don't need to give me your insurance, I'll pay for it. Hashem obviously wanted me to get into an accident, I'll pay for it. No, that's not the way it is. Hashem wanted you to get into an accident, that's true. But Hashem is going to test you to see how you're going to react. My brand new Lexus, my brand new car, how dare you, it's your fault. That's what Hashem is, to see how you will react. Certainly Hashem has no problem if you take the person's insurance information and you have him pay for your damages, of course. So faith doesn't mean that we have to now give up on everything and allow everybody who is irresponsible just to remain irresponsible, because then we're going to be the ones that lose out. Everybody's going to become irresponsible, and Hashem doesn't want. There's got to be that proper balance between the faith and our action. Have a great Shabbos. Thank you for listening.